Did you know that celebrities such as Winston Churchill, James Earl Jones, and more all suffered from the speech impairment of stuttering? Yes, even famous people needed a speech therapist to better improve communication abilities. When wanting to improve the most highly used form of communication, one should call a speech therapist. Their specialty obviously being speech therapy. My name is Erin Thomas, and I'm going to tell you all about speech therapy. This slide shows an overview of what will be presented in the presentation. First of all, what is speech therapy? Secondly, in what ways can speech therapy help? And last but not least, how does speech therapy relate to communication and me? The first question to be answered, what is speech therapy? Well, speech therapists are specialists in human communication, its development, and its disorders. They must have a wide range of knowledge to know how to treat these impairments. Some examples of speech-related disorders are stuttering, a lisp, articulation disorders, and more. Not only are there many different disorders, but these disorders come with people of all kinds. From small children to the elderly, speech therapists work in just about every environment. Some include office buildings, schools, hospitals, homes, and more. Realizing the educational side, a speech therapy degree is attained through 6 years of schooling, or a master's degree. The second question that is to be answered, how does speech therapy help? When I say help, I mean several things. For one, how does it help with speech? And secondly, how does it help with communication? To answer the first question, speech therapy helps by using different exercises and techniques to fix whatever the problem is. Clearly, when one has good speaking ability, they will be able to communicate easier. One example of something that could affect speech is Parkinson's disease. Parkinson's is the disease that affects the nervous system. It often impairs the motor skills, speech, and other functions. Speech usually becomes soft, hoarse, and monotonous. This is a perfect example of what a speech therapist would work with. The final question and main point to be answered, how does speech therapy relate to communication and me? Right now, I am interested in becoming a speech therapist. So when I was asked to pick a speech topic on communication that related to my field of study, I found it fairly easy, with speech therapy being my top choice. Speech therapy is a great career and much needed in many environments. Without speech therapy, communication would not be as good as it is. Overall, speech therapy is a great aid to communication. From what speech therapy is to how it relates to communication and me, this field of study is a great example of an aid to communication. In a world that depends so much on communication, imagine a world without speech therapists. Thank you for your time. Are there any questions?
If someone were to come to you with a stutter, what sort of things would a speech therapist do?
They would teach them exercises with the tongue and mouth to help fix whatever the problem is.
Is it possible to get rid of a lisp?
Yes, they would use the same kinds of things, exercises and techniques with the tongue and mouth.